Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. One of the questions that we've been asked to answer is how do you process fears and uncertainties about your future? And I'd say, especially right now with everything going on, there's a lot of fears and a lot of uncertainties. But I'd say for me, one of the biggest things that I've had to remember through graduating high school and through going to college and moving and everything like that was that God has a plan for me, and it says that He will never leave us nor forsake us. And so those things in combination mean that no matter where I go, the Lord is going to be with me, and that He is guiding my steps no matter where I'm going. So I have to trust Him, and I have to have faith in what He's doing, and that even if I misstep, He'll be there to catch me, and He'll be there to set me straight and back on the right path. Bye, guys.
Hey, Senior 2 campers, it's Keila, and I just wanted to talk to you real quick about how I've dealt kind of with the uncertainties and like really not knowing about the future because for me, that's something I really struggle with. The future is so scary to me. I'm always like thinking like, oh my gosh, is this gonna work out? Am I like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's hurry it up. But I have had to learn, especially since all of this has been going on, like I have to give it to God. I cannot. That is something I cannot worry about because I know, like I have to trust that God has that all handled and that He knows exactly the path that I'm supposed to take and the doors that will be open. Like He's got that all planned out, and I think that's something that's really scary for me because I like to have things planned out and know like where I'm supposed to go. And I always thought like since I was a kid, you know, I'm gonna have everything figured out. I am going to have a plan, a set plan, and that has not been my life at all. Like it has definitely been like taking it literally one step at a time. God opens one door and I go through it and I'm like, okay, I don't really know where I'm going after this, but here I go. And I was having quiet time. It was years ago. And the Lord was like, all right, you have to step out of the boat. You have to take that leap of faith and you have to trust me. And I have held on to that for so long because it has definitely been stepping out of the boat and being scared and knowing that like He has me. And it's so comforting. And I just want to encourage you guys, like, you don't have to have it all figured out. The Lord knows what your future holds. He knows like everything. And it's such a cool thing. So yeah, I love you and I miss you guys.
When I am processing just uncertainty or fear of the future, being completely honest, I can allow myself to really take a possibility and run it through all the potential scenarios that could happen. And then I can maybe allow myself to process a different route. But just to be completely honest, my that sometimes is my first initial reaction is thinking it through to the what it could potentially be the worst possible scenario. But something that really helps me process and think about like any uncertainty or fear of the future is really looking back on my life and remembering times where I felt this way before, and then thinking about how the Lord was so faithful to me and how He really like um, was with me like in that moment, and He turned the situation for the good even if it was not good to begin with. um, but I will just recall those moments of feeling uncertain and scared and just frightened of what was going to happen next, and feeling like nothing was going to work out when it did. And I will remember just how deep and wide the Lord's love is for me, because it also says in His word that perfect love casts out fear. So something I really cling to is just really remembering and asking the Lord to remind me just how deep His love is for me and how much He desires good for me and for my future, and how He has just good plans for my future, and recalling those things to mind. And something else I'll do is just really call out to my close friends who maybe will be able to share that with me even when I can't do that for myself, and be able to recall those memories and those moments where the Lord was faithful and so loving and generous to me, and they can kind of call that out to me too, and saying like, Addie, He has been so faithful to you, and He's loved you, and He's going to be with you. And they're also able to be there for me too, and they can help me process too. Like I mentioned before, I can kind of let myself run with a scenario maybe, and knowing I have a safe place with them to do that, and they can allow me to just process out all of my potential fears, and they can help me come back to the light and just bring some clarity into that. Because I'm also a little bit of an external processor, so for me, it can be helpful to just reach out to a trusted friend and just explain to them what I'm feeling, and they can help me process out specifically what I'm feeling, like where's it coming from, and then speak truth into me and share truth and love to me.